So, there we go. Hello everybody. Well, this is just another live stream, but then with a little bit explanation about my sounds. A little bit different than normal, so not exactly songs, but let you see what I'm using. So on this side is an FM9 for fractal, and I'm planning there. This one is my sound, the Marcel JM45, and this I use for songs like I Was Wrong. For that, so this has really not that much gain. So if you can see here in the FM9, the amp settings is a Brit JM45, which is a really a Marshall with just 45 watts, one of the first models. And I'm using the middle pickup for this, so if I put the neck pickup, I've got more gain. As you can see, I'm using the middle, but yeah, you see I'm not using too much gain, just 2.85 from 10, so not that much bass, but middle treble and presence are a little bit over the middle, just to have a little bit of headroom. The only thing that's on, I mean, the Amplex just chooses the pedal that I'm using, but it is just for a wah or volume pen. The gates is just to make it, silent in between. Enhancer makes the sound stereo, so it's like if I bypass it, it sounds like this. Is make a stereo like this. So that's actually what the function of the enhancer is. And there's a little bit delay and a little bit of reverb. The delay is just an analog stereo one, just with 760 milliseconds, 50% left time ratio, so it bounces like left and right. You hear it going in the speakers, like like left right settings. And I think the reverb is the medium room, just a simple, pretty simple reverb. And that's my basic rhythm sound for that song. There's like chorus is played on the sound of the bridge pickup. Pretty simple, right? But it's just that song is all about the vocals, so that's really a simple song, but yeah, the sound has to be also simple for that, and this is a pretty simple song that I use a simple sound for this song. The lead sound in there for the intro solo, so same settings, just a different amp. This is the GM45 jumped, so that has the jump setting. Like if you connect the two inputs on the Marshall, you get a little bit of that power amp in there, and that gives more headroom. So yeah, that's a little solo from the song. have the same sound with a fuzz engaged. So it gives a little bit of that Eric Johnson-ish kind of sound. So this has as a drive the fuzz phase in there. Phase fuzz is called in the fractal stuff, but you can see it's pretty standard settings and just 100% mix level on 10. And this is the sound that I'm using for this. So that gives it really the phase fuzz gives it really that Eric Johnson-ish kind of sound, which I'm using in one song where I play the solo with this. But normally I use the heavy lead, which is a little bit a different amp that gives the JVM, the Marshall JVM, and then the OD1 Red. I mean, the whole secret of my sound is actually the cabinets I'm using. I mean, I'm using from Own Hammer some cabinets that I really bought. So these are not standardly available in the XFX or in the FM9 or whatever. These are bought from the Own Hammer website. And this is a T75 speaker, just the 75 watt speakers that were in the standard 1960A cabinets, mixed with vintage 30s from 99. And this is, what I like, because they have a like together they sound amazing in my opinion. They give really that tone that I love so much for the clean, for the lead. So yeah, that's a big part of the sound. For the rest, the amp is just a JVM OD1 Red, and you see that the gain is really not that heavy, right? It is the preamp. There's no boost, so I mean this amp has already so much gain. This is way enough gain for my taste. So that's my settings right here. You can see it. It is pretty standard. I think the only thing I changed the power amp tubes. I put them to the Muller EL34. They have a little bit of more warmness to it than the standard and here also the ECC 83, just instead of the AXA, the 7.8 or something. I changed them around just to have a little bit of my own going. And but this is the cool thing about Fractal. You can really customize everything and you can just make your sound that way. So that's this sound, the Marshall JM45, which is all about a less gain. So this is really a less gain sound. It's, I love that sound. It is pretty cool to play with, and it has always this nice really shiny atmosphere, which I really love. My tones, I think my standards, my Marshall standards, it's available on Fractal X Exchange. You can just get it there for free. The other ones I didn't upload, but if you like some, I mean, you just need the IRs. That's the only thing you need to buy. But the rest you can just make in the XFX, you know. But as I said, the cabinet is a pretty prominent thing of my sound. And you see, I always do some pretty high low cut and a pretty deep high cut on them as well, so that it sounds really like a cabinet. So JM45. Well, if you go to the presets, this is the one that I already uploaded. I think this is available on Exchange. This is my rhythm chunk. You see, my rhythm sound uses only the 75 watt speakers. They use only that IR. I'm a big fan of this kind of rhythm sound, man. I really love that chunkiness. And that's what I always used in my speaker cabinet, which I had before. I did not change out speakers yet. It was the 75 watt speakers, and this in combination with the amp I'm using. So this is really the JM OD1, and that's actually the JMP1 from Marcel. This is modeled in here, and this I use. So this is really my sound here. And I think I boosted a little bit. I think I just with a neutral boost, so really simple. Here I use just 12AX7A. As power tubes, I think I go for the 6L6, yeah, because I used to have a Mesa Boogie and power amp, so, and that had 6L6 tubes. So, and that kind of sounds the same as what I used to have always, and what really was my choice back in the day. Yeah, and this is my standard rhythm sound, and that's available. That's you can get that at X Exchange. Well, the IRs here it is just a 75 watt, and I think for my rhythm sound or for my lead sound it changes. Yeah, one speaker changes to the V30, as you can see. So make a combination to 75 and V30 and you have the sound. I mean, a big part for this sound is actually the IR, but also the enhancing that I do. I use a stereoizer enhancer just to get it a little bit more, because in a lot of my bands I play as my only guitarist and I need to have a bigger tone, so I use that. Using the British JVM OD1 Red, tone wise, just like that, gain just on 4, but of course I'm boosting it. So, oh no, this I'm not boosting the lead. This is the JVM. When I do this is the pre, and this is the tone. This has 9 and the preamp. So this gives a little bit more gain for this rhythm. And what's also important is here the graphic EQ that I have after the amp. Just as you can see, just a little bit. But I mean, if I bypass it, I will do it. This stays over. Also pretty good sound. But I like really you have a little bit more EQ in there to have a little bit some frequencies boosts. Just to have a little bit more aggression in there. So this sound consists of a clean patch. This is, I think I use the, no, I'm not using the graphic equalizer. Let's see, this is the, also the JC 120, I think, Jazz 120, yeah. As you can see, this is just a standard clean sound. It has chorus, delay and reverb and enhancer, so this has some effects just to make it big. And that's the only thing. I think I have on spot 4, I have a rhythm soft, exactly. Yeah, this is more like a Plexi, I think the amp is a Plexi 100 watts, 1970s. And this I use for songs like The Wet Season, the intro, where I do this. You know, this kind of sound fits to The Wet Season, that has all that kind of tones in there. And I use this also for, I think I use a different patch for this, because I have also a preset, which is called Plexi. Yeah, here it goes. So the Marcel Plexi, this is actually just all my sounds with a Plexi amp. So the jump for the rhythm. So this I have, for instance, for songs like on the Resurrection album. So yeah, that song needs a little bit more of a different sound. And that's to actually answer your question. This is for me. It's all about what kind of song do I want to write. And when I was writing Resurrection, I used a lot of different sounds because I needed to write an album which had more that little bluesier edge. And I used the 45 sound, the sound that I explained at first. This sound, I used that for really love that sound. It's like not that much of gain. I mean, I didn't want to write that with a sound like this. It's way too heavy for me. So I wanted to do it with a sound like this. Like just thinking about what kind of song you want to write and what kind of sound you need for that, because sometimes in my solo stuff I have a lot of different kind of styles, and it goes from really metal songs to ballads to this kind of 70s kind of inspired songs. It has everything in there, and therefore I use lots of different sounds. I mean, I have a song like Still Bleeding, which has different delays and stuff. This has for the intro this clean sound, which delay is in the tempo of the song. All that kind of stuff. And then the rhythm. This is actually the same rhythm sound as I have everywhere, with the only exception of the reverb I'm using. Here we're using a Stratocumulus of 17 seconds, which is really big. This has a really big, big decay. Then I have a piece in the song where a delay goes against the tempo, and there I'm using an analog stereo delay, exactly of 375 milliseconds, that goes along with what I'm playing. So like this. This has a delay that sounds like this. So that's the delay. And the delay is in the tempo of. But the delay sounds as loud as the guitar. And if you play then the thirds in there, it's like it lays a note then in between the beats. And that's what I did. Of course, this is like inspired by bands like Marillion, and also Pink Floyd, of course. So this is a little bit where that comes from. But yeah, this is of course in the song Still Bleeding. So I use that in that song. There's a Pass for Move That Groove, which is a song of mine, which has a different amp settings. It's a little bit of that Satriani-ish riff, and has a bit of that Marshall-esque sound. Kind of stuff is Move That Groove, and there are some different sounds in there. There's like the clean delay part, so there also the rhythm follows, and there is that little space section where I use this. A little bit spacey, there, but this I'm using in that song with the groove. So that needs different sounds, so I made presets specially for these songs. Same goes with Endless. Also, Endless starts with this acoustic thing, like the. I played in Endless in the acoustic piece, but of course on the album I used my acoustic guitar that stands there, but live I'm doing it with this IR. This is here in the beginning, so you see here the IR I'm using, Les Paul mid acoustic sim from a chord acoustic guitar, and this is what actually when I bypass that, it sounds like a clean sound. Engage that, it's not really that acoustic. So yeah, the IR here is the Les Paul mid acoustic sim chords. This I downloaded also from the internet, bought the IR just to have that acoustic sound, and it sounds really amazing. It's really cool, and I put that in the beginning of the chain. So here I'm not using the end cabinet, but if I go to a different scene, for example, the swell sound, then it uses the cap at the end, because here I'm using the. And there I'm using a volume pedal to swell in. So I have a volume pedal here attached that gets engaged, the volume pan here, you see that lighting up, and that engages when I just press the pedal. So basically, so then it is active. So it has an auto engage function. Using just a JVM OD1 orange amp for this. Delay and reverb, of course. Lots of delay on this sound. Really. This kind of delay. That's a lot of delay, but of course with the volume pedal it sounds more like to the chorus, I use a different sound. It has a team delay piece, which sounds like this. That's also in the same song, and now that delay also follows the rhythm of the track. So that's basically an overview of many sounds I'm using. So those were all my solo sounds. So the Plexi Standard, JM45, Still Bleeding, Move That Groove, and Endless. For different tribute bands, I have sounds made. I have a band called Trash Attack. We played on the Graswell Festival. We do like thrash metal set. And for that I used an Angle Savage 2 amp plugin that's in here. And I think I use in the cabinet just the same, the 75 combination. Yeah, which I like. So really for some thrash metal sounds, we do things like this we play in the set, and you know these kind of tracks sound great with this particular amp, which is more like a thrash metal sounding riff. I think a solo sound. I just have my JVM again. Yes. And that basically is for Thrash Attack. Then I have sounds made for, let's see. Oh yeah, I did make my sound with a ref amp just to try, actually, but I'm not using it. But then I have a TAOP, which is the Art of Pantera. And I need to take actually a different guitar for this normally, but this is the Pantera sound that I made. This sounds really close to the album versions of Pantera. This has exactly the same kind of equalizing going on. Did it of course with the equalizer after the amp and an equalizer before the amp, like Dimebag also used to do it. You know, with a little bit of that in there. I think as amp I took the Cameron CCV because that sounded the way more close to the Randall that I used to have. I had an RG100 amp. And I had the XFX already when I had that amp, so I just found an amp that was close to that amp just to make the sound the same. And that's a really typical Pantera-ish sound. For that kind of stuff. And of course we play a full set of Pantera classics, so if you come to see the Art of Pantera, then you see me playing too. So also for different songs, for Strength Beyond Strength, a different kind of I think all the sounds are the same, just for the harmony sound, which is different. And that sounds really over PA. That sounds massive, man. That's really great. So that's I'm using one for floods because we played that one. There's already the transpose -2. I have to put off that microphone because else you hear it double. Put that off, to be honest. Let's see, can I do it like this? Yeah. So that's a little bit, that's already tuned down. But of course the microphone is now picking up the normal strings. So you hear it double, but that's normally not when you play live. For that kind of stuff, you know. That's yeah, that's all for Pantera, and I think I have another one for. Where are they? Yeah, that's, I think one. Yeah, hollow. That's another sound. So I made the intro double. You know, like. sounds double. Like with the intelligent kind of harmonizer that's in there. Just a pitch section, and I use the dual diatonic pitch and then the key of C, because it is A minor. And that is what it actually does. So sounds killer, right? It is really that sound that just matters a little bit for that Pantera-ish sound. Yeah, Fractal can emulate really everything if you want. Really, that's amazing. For my band Gutscom, I have a similar similar process almost. As the Pantera-ish sound. I mean, the equalizing is almost the same doing. You know, like a little bit of. That sound is also 75 and 30. That's a little bit what I'm using all the time. Then System Pilot, that's a band that I do. That's a little bit more classic rock minded. And there I'm using the John Petrucci, the yellow function. The John Petrucci sound a little bit, but then with the cabinets I'm having, and yeah, this has the lead sound, standard what I always use. Also the clean sound is again the Jazz 120. That's all the same. Rhythm Soft is here a Plexi 2204. Sounds a bit better for the classic rock kind of feel. Then also there we have Owner of a Lonely Heart from Yes that we play. So the intro is really like. So as you can see here I emulated everything with an EQ. So the EQ just really took all the highs in and all the rest a little bit out. And then I switch to Rhythm Soft. And as you can see, the graphic equalizer now turns off, so it's now bypassed. And it switches to a different amp, the Brit 800. And then of course that little clean section. Stuff like that, and the solo I have in there like so yeah, for that little pitch shifted solo that's in there. So if you hear here you see 7/7, so the whammy is really I think, Paul, this was all done not by Steve Howe, but by what was his name again? Jesus, the guy that came in '84 and did this song, "Owner of Lonely Heart." Let me think about it. I come back to it. That's I mean, the Fractal track's really good in my opinion. Also for fast riffs, you know. Trevor Rabin, that's him. Yeah, I got I just didn't get the name. I was thinking about Trevor Horn, but that was a producer, I think. Yeah. So there you go. So Trevor Rabin, that was the guitarist indeed that wrote this "Owner of a Lonely Heart." So yeah, there you go. Yes, that song we do with System Pilot, for instance. We do "Welcome to the Jungle" by Guns N' Roses. So yeah, also this sound is really the AFS 100. So that is the sound of the amp that actually Slash was using in the Marshall that he was using. So there you go. That's a little bit like Guns N' Roses kind of sound that I use there. There's Dream On from, of course, Aerosmith, playing in that piece. So there I'm again using that 45 amp. And this in combination with a compressor that's a little bit evening out the notes, and that's actually about it. And that goes again to my T75 Vintage 30 combination that I'm always using. And then there's Barracuda from Hearts, and this I play really with that. So that had really that sound in my opinion, and that's that amp is like a high power, which is actually the high watt amp that I used in the past, and the drive pedal that is in there is a little full overdrive that just is engaged just to have a little bit more gain in there. So for that little Barracuda riff there, and of course very important there is that flanger that's in there, and that is the Cuda flange that is in the Axe-Fx, so it sounds exactly like that Barracuda, just in the stock settings. I mean, they didn't change anything on it, and it sounded already like the song, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I think I have a Gary Moore tribute, and the Gary Moore tribute is using also different amps. Brit 800 mod. So Victims of the Future, for instance, Brit 800 mod. And a drive pedal before DS1 distortion. That's what Gary Moore would do back in the day. And then really the settings just like an overdrive pedal actually. And yeah, enhancer. The cabinets here is different, as you can see. Two different EVL electro voice speakers, and that's really also the speaker combination that Gary Moore in the past would use. So for that sound to emulate, I use really these settings, and that sounds really like when I play live. That's great. For Arian, for the shows, I use the mono sound, because of course Arian did not want stereo, because two guitarists and all the keyboards and all the stuff that going on, so he said like just mono, it's fine. Okay, so did it. I use his amp, the Euro Überschall, which is also modeled in here, and that in combination with a little tube screamer in front, and that gives that rhythm sound of Arian. I mean, I should take the 7th string for this because, of course, Arian is everything in 7th string, but you can hear a little bit better what that sound does. Let me just. Oh, it goes to the wah-wah. There's a minute. So the 7th string. I mean, on the show I still use the Boel 7th string, but this one is not here anymore. I decided to sell that and get me an Ibanez instead. And for 7th string I love these things, and especially with now the upgraded Seymour Duncan pickups. So that's having this sound. That little section, for instance, all these songs, you know, really sound killer with these kind of this kind of sound, which is just a mono sound, just drive amp, a gate, and the cabinet was here, the G12H55, and that's also the cabinet or the speaker combination that Ian would use when he records. He has really that 55 speaker with mics mic'd up, and so the sound is really similar to what he was using. Alright, Power Slave. Well, what would your favorite Iron Maiden song be? There you go, Power Slave. I have an Iron Maiden tribute band as well. We are called Power Slave, as you can see on the title. And now I change back to the guitar I'm using for that band, which is my normal Boel. And for this sound, it is actually a pretty simple setup, because Iron Maiden, you know, is just simple Marshall. Man, these things are really fucked. He doesn't fit very well, so I have always to simple. Sorry for this. Yeah, that's really you know, it is the sound is. It's also a JM Pre 1, so actually the same amp that I'm using for my own stuff, but just a very different sound. You see here the amp settings. Here is less gain. It is boosted a little bit. I could boost it with a drive pedal, but I wanted it neutral, so that's the reason why I took it this way. The enhancer to make it a little bit, and then a little bit reverb. That makes a large room, and that's it. And the cabinet's just 75 and a V30 combination. So there you go. I'm using the FM9 now at this moment, and I'm using an XFX 3 Live, so the big one with the FC12. So yeah, there you go. And this is my main sound. So that has really that little sound, that just very mid-focused Marshall sound. And as you can see here, the settings pretty standard. You see, it's just a little bit, and master volume pretty in there. And yeah, that's basically a very simple sound. And yes, I had a JMP1 in my rack for many years. So all the Suncage albums, all the Limo Voice album, the second. So the first album was even, I think that was still a PV Rockmaster, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I still had the PV Rockmaster, because that was the only thing that I could afford at that stage. But later on I bought the JMP1. And for all of the Mountain King I used my own sound. So that is basically this, but I have a different guitar for this, for the tuning. Yeah, I used my my normal Marcel Coenen sound that's also available on the Fractal Fresh exchange, fresh exchange. But the maiden sound is really really simple, as you can see. Just for instance, and then go to the clean section. So there you go. That's the sounds that I created for this. And if you want to see us, come watch the band Power Slave in the Netherlands. That's where I'm part of. And we play a lot of shows in the ending of the year. So if you are around, if you are in the neighborhood of the Netherlands, then see where we play and come to say hello. That's always cool. And we play a whole set of great Iron Maiden tunes. Flight of Icarus, yes, we do that too. Of course, a little just have a little bit of that. With the chorus and delay, it gets really bigger. And live, I always use it in that song, and also in I think it is Wasted Years. And what's the other song that we play from that album? Let's see. Of course, Called Somewhere in Time. Yeah. So yeah, these are the tracks that I'm using this sound for. That's a little bit to simulate the album versions. Belgium, yeah, we actually play there too. Go to if you go to my Bands in Town, you see the overview where I overall play, and we actually have a lot of gigs lined up also in Belgium. So come look for us, man. That's really cool. We are called Power Slave, so that's good to watch. The Power Slave intro, that's really simple. And then you have the double guitar. But that plays the other guitars. I play. And then you have the double the double twin parts. I play the lower part, so I do. And the other guitars plays the. So together that sounds then double like Maiden did it. So yeah. So come to see us, man. That would be great. And we have gigs lined up in Belgium, also in Germany, and also in the Netherlands a lot of. So if you live close to one of these or like having a vacation here, then come to see us. So that's the Maiden sound. And as you see, this is a pretty simple sound. This is I'm using only, I think it is 4 scenes. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is cool too. Let's see. The Moonchild delay synth. That's a little bit of Moonchild. For the intro of Moonchild, and I use a little bit synth for that. And this is really something that is the XFX and also the FM9 and FM3 really is cool at. The synth models are for this great. So I'm using a sine type. I think all our 3 voices are off. Yeah. I just use the sine, and then pitch and envelope. And there is the frequencies. I just played a little bit with this till it sounded right. And there's, I think there's a little bit delay on that makes it like 340 milliseconds, and that is as loud as the piece. See? It's really that again. So there Iron Maiden was a little bit like influenced by Pink Floyd and maybe a bit Marillion. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that was cool to let hear. I think the other sounds are like a little bit standard. I mean, I try to make some sounds. I try to just a little bit standard things just to change around. But these are actually the sounds that I'm all using live. This little piece here, and then this, and that's a little bit. The rest is all like the standard. The standard sounds that are in the XFX actually, and they're pretty awesome too. So that's pretty cool. Here's my old version from Master Standards, just a little bit different, as you can see. The whole line. So without an enhancer and stuff. So yeah, this was for my Stats tribute. I didn't make sounds yet because we're not playing anymore. But yeah, I think when I recorded the cover, I just used my own sound. To be honest, just my normal muscle standard. So about this, let's see, this, yeah. Yeah, I did that for Crushing Day that I record like. So I just use my standard sound for that. For that and for the solos too. This is what I didn't make a sound dedicated to Satriani yet because we're not playing anymore. This is really something I did in the past, and nowadays I prefer more to play my own material. And some tribute bands, of course, I play a lot with, but that's just to make some money and to have a good fun. So that's basically it. But yeah, my own stuff is this sound, which is my standard sound. And this I use for almost everything in my own material. So this it is really all the most songs are just, and there are some presets then, as you can see, for some songs. So this is used for 2 songs in my set list. This is used for the song Still Bleeding, for Move That Groove and Endless, and the rest is all this standard sound. So pretty standard. So I'm using this for Race Against Time, you know, the riffs, our new race. And that's a sound that I love personally. It is what I had in the past, so the JMP1 from Marcel, and I had like a Mr. Boogie power amp, and I had like a Replifex from Rocktron. And that Replifex I did some EQing in, and this EQ I do now in the XFX here with the same graphic EQ, and I put it about the same as I had back then in the Rocktron. So that's a bit the same. So yeah, that's a bit of an explanation about all the sounds that I use for all my tribute bands, my own stuff, and everything I do basically. Yeah, I'm using for everything nowadays the Fractal stuff. So I use an XFX 3 Live with an FC12 pedal board, and there I have a little sideboard next to it with there's a whammy on it, and there's a tuner, I think. There's a little freak out pedal which I love, that makes also when I play with an in-ear, that can make like it sounding like you do really the that it really gets overtones, you know, yeah, I don't know how to call that actually, the feedback, yeah, that's the word. And yeah, you get a lot of different stuff with that, so that's a cool pedal. And a special layout. Ooh, a special layout? No, not really. I mean, this is my chain that I use normally. So normally I use drive pedals, compressions, wahs and stuff, and also flanger before the amp, and other things like reverb, delay, enhancer, pitch, and that sort of else after the amp. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes I also turn that around and also turn the other way around. So there's not really. I mean, sometimes it sounds cool to just try all kind of things actually, and it sounds great to put a delay pedal in front of your tone. I kind of love that. That gives really that 70s, 60s, ending 60s sound. So. Yeah, Metallica is one of my favorite riff machine bands. That's really, and I love like stuff like. I mean, I'm a big fan of Ride the Lightning album, and that's the sound that I first heard, and yeah, that is still one of my favorite records actually. But yeah, so for all that kind of. Big James Hetfield fan in this riffing, man. That's really like all down picking, you know. That's tough. Actually, it is. So yeah, I mean, I saw Metallica live. I think it was 2 years ago, and the 72 Seasons tour, and they I think James Hetfield doesn't play everything downwards anymore. I mean, I saw him doing just like this, because I mean the guy gets older, you know. It is how it is, and when you get older, your muscles slow down, and it is just not possible anymore if you have a certain age, and it is just what it is. So yeah, that's it is tough to keep playing this kind of aggression. That's definitely sure. And but yeah, it is. These are still my favorite riffs to play, and I mean I have like riffs like that in my songs too. Like really, it's maybe not directly Metallica related, but there are some Halloweenish kind of riffs that actually could be Metallica riffs, and this is more how I approach my main 80s kind of vibe when I play riffs like that, and yeah, that has a little bit that kind of a feeling. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I learned a lot of stuff. I mean, actually, I'm asked for Metallica tribute bands a lot, but I'm so busy. I have so many bands. I have so many stuff already doing. And to have a Metallica tribute also next to my Pantera, my Iron Maiden, my System Pilot, and yeah, I mean I can just don't have time to do it. So that's actually the reason why I'm not doing that. But I might do a project next year, which involves some Metallica stuff, and I'm asked for that, but that's just for a few shows, and this I can do. So yeah. Here I said yes, and yeah, who knows what that will bring. So yeah, that's a little bit cool to do. But of course, I still prefer to play my own stuff. Of course, I mean I'm a writer too. I make my own music, and yeah, that's for me always number one to play, of course. But yeah, just hoping that people will pick it up. You know, that's the only thing I can do. So I'm an artist that writes too. And tribute bands are hot nowadays. I mean, we really have a lot of shows, man. With Power Slave, with the Iron Maiden tribute, a lot in the end of the year. I think we still have 20 shows coming up. So this year alone, and also with the other Pantera, we have like 10 shows coming up almost. So that really is a lot. And the mostly that I play live is with my tribute bands. So that's. If you want to see me, come to see the Art of Pantera or come to see Power Slave. That's those are two bands that you will have certainly a good time to see us. And you can hear the XFX sounds in over the big PA, and that sounds killer. We did the Grass Pop this year with the Art of Pantera, and yeah, that was at 3 o'clock in the night, and the tent was full. There were 8,000 people standing. And I mean, I thought everybody was in bed, but they were not. So they really wanted to party. And it was one big mosh pit, one big, yeah, that was really great. That was fucking awesome. So, yeah, so that's really one of my favorites. Ingwe, oh yeah, sure. Ingwe is one of my favorites. Was in the beginning one of my favorites. I mean, I learned a lot of Ingwe stuff when I was young. And so I definitely count him to my influences. When I started playing, that was like 82, 83. This is when I was started playing. And I think the first Malmsteen album I heard was Marching Out. So that came out in 85. And I was playing for maybe 2 or 3 years. So then I heard Malmsteen playing. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to get also that speed and get that thing going. So I think I learned a few pieces. What I remember is that I like really that. That's fucking awesome. That was what was that name? I'll See the Light Tonight. Yeah. And Marching Out. So yeah, that was really a big influence when I heard that record. And actually, yeah, sad that he is not there anymore. Matthew Lawson. When I was in Thailand, and that was in 2008, I was in Thailand. Or was it 2008? Or was it 2006? Oh man, I'm bad at dates. I think it was 2008. Sorry, I was there, and I was in Thailand, and apparently Matthew Lawson lived in Bangkok at that time, and he was playing in a school, and they had me then as a special guest at that school, and we just did a jam basically. So that was filmed. And I think the video is somewhere on YouTube. You can see it. Yeah, there's really that I'm jamming with Marcel Lawson. I still had hair back then and no beard, so I look a bit different. But I think there's a video somewhere on YouTube with me playing with him. And that was just he played some notes, and then he just started jamming. And then I took over and I just jammed too, and just listened to what he was playing for chord and just improvised over that basically. So and that's somewhere on YouTube, yeah. That and that was really an honor because that guy played with Zappa. He played with so many great artists, man. That was really one of my highlights to play with Matthew Lawson. Yeah, definitely, that was really great. And that was in Thailand when I was there. So I played at the school. I did like also a clinic there, so a clinic for guitarists. So actually the same I'm doing now a little bit, explaining some things and stuff. Also sound, because then at the time I was using a Laney amp and explaining my setup with the Laney amp. But yeah, that was a little bit what I was doing there. And yeah, there was Matthew Lawson then as a special guest, and I could jam with him. So yeah, I think he passed away a few years after that. I mean, he was already in a bad health at the time that I met him, and I think he just yeah, it just got too much for him, man. That was really too sad because it was pretty cool, man, meeting him, and he was an awesome guy and awesome keyboardist too. So of course I saw him live also with Ark, the band, you know, with and this I also loved. So pretty cool with Jorn. Really awesome stuff. Yeah, Matthew Lawson, man. Jeez, memories come back here. Yeah, so that's indeed that happened when I was in Thailand, in Bangkok. Yeah, so let me play a song here, somewhere where you can hear that little sound here. Oh, it's just my app startup. Man, my everything in my computer is very slow today, for some reason. But that happens sometimes. You know, sometimes my computer is slow, and it is just it is the way it is. Okay, the clinic disk is again written over. Okay, let me get my clinic playlist. There we go. Oh, not new. Load. Yeah. There we go. And then there it is. But so let me do endless. You can hear the acoustic patch, and then I just leave the XFX in so you can hear how that changes. So you see here endless in the screen, and at the moment I'm using this little cap here, this, and that's the Les Paul mid acoustic sim chord, and that gives that acoustic sound. That goes over in the swell sound. And then there's a team delay in there and stuff, and the acoustic sound comes back, and so this song uses this patch. So there you go, endless. there you go. So let me show it. Then you know which album this is. Because of course I have them all here laying. The real versions, to say it like that. And this was from the album Guitar Talk 21. So this is the CD version. Let me show it here. Yeah, the CD version. So this came out in 21. Recorded this in 2020. So in the Corona times. And the song here was Endless. That's a song number 6 on this album. So find it on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, what your service is. You can find it there too. If you want a copy of this album, you can also still buy it. And you go to my website, marcelcoenen.com. You go to the X info and there's a link. And that link sends you to a website where you can buy the X, so my latest album. But also you can buy this, which is Guitar Talk 21. This is a more instrumental album, lots of instrumental songs, just 2 or 3 with vocals. And this has all vocals, so this is an all vocal album. So that's the difference. And the song Endless was a bit inspired by Mike Oldfield. I'm a big fan of Mike Oldfield as well. And I love that new agey kind of stuff too that he makes. And yeah, Mike Oldfield was always one that I really dug. And for this I used that Endless sound, which has really these spacey kind of yeah, awesome sounds in my opinion. And that was Endless from that album, Guitar Talk. So yeah, that's really a new age track that I did. Still Bleeding has a little bit of that feeling too. On my new album is this the song It's Over Now, that has a little bit of that feeling. And Fairy Tale also, like a little bit atmospheric. So there are songs also on my recent releases that have that a little bit, but really the new agey atmosphere is really Endless. That's really on the Guitar Talk album. So there you go. And yeah, let me play one from the X. Let me play an atmospheric one from the X. This is an Fairy Tale. And for the people that like Limo Voice, my old band, this was Gregor van der Loo on the vocals. So the singer for Limo Voice that was with me all those years in that band. And I just asked him to sing on the song, and he did a great job in my opinion. Song name An Unfairy Tale from my album The X. And yeah, that's just a beautiful track in my opinion. It just came out great with the voice from Gregor on there. So that's one of the more atmospheric tracks too from the new album. But yeah, it's just how that developed sometimes. And another one that's on. Now I have to find a little bit the track. Yeah, that's on Resurrection is Zone Sombre, which is atmospheric in a way that because I felt really down at the moment I wrote it. This was right after my heart attack that I had back in 2022. And I started writing right after my heart attack the album Resurrection. And this was a song that came out as one of the first songs of this album, Zone Sombre. And that's exactly how I felt myself sitting in a very somber zone. So that was a little bit that. So that's this song. So that was the song Zone Zambre, and that was from the Resurrection album. And if you want to see how that looks, that's this little album here. The CD version, but that's sadly not available anymore. But that's Resurrection. But this you can listen at all the streaming services as well. So find it there. I have quite some solo albums already, so that's just check it out. And I love playing the stuff live. I love to do that. So you can see most of the stuff is all with this Marcel standard sound that I'm using. And I think this song was mostly the lead sound, and I used one that's called Run Like Hell. This, and I used a little which is also that delay that kind of falls in between the parts. And this is a tone that we actually covered with the band, also like the Pink Floyd. The little Run Like Hell piece. And then we jump. Cage chorus. Exact sound also for Zone Sombre, so that fits, that delay tempo fits the song Zone Sombre as well. So yes, that's how that came about. And yeah, what I also have made that special sound for, Still Bleeding. Gonna show that too, because it has also those kind of sounds. And this is from an album called Color Journey that I released back in 2006, but I re-released it in 24 in a remixed and remastered version, and this you hear now the backing track from, and play it also like that. Still Bleeding. So, Still Bleeding from Color Journey. And Joyce Reekraaf, rest in peace, girl, on the vocals. 2013, she sadly died in a car accident. But yeah, man, this voice is incredible. I really love the voice. And I gave her the chance to record with me and do something. And people got to know her a little bit, so that's pretty cool. That she was really an unknown singer here from this town where I live now, so from Weert. So I was happy that I could give her a little bit of chance to show the world what she can do. So that was the song "Still Bleeding" from Color Journey. From Color Journey, I'm gonna do one other one, and this is a proggy one that's basically Sun-Caged playing this. And this is Patron Saint.
Stay
Alright, the proggy one. Patron Saint. A little bit Toto-ish, a little bit Dream Theater-ish, a little bit, a little bit like kind of that kind of feeling. Some crazy chords. I mean, the chords in the verse are crazy. That's really this Alan Holdsworth is chord like. So that's an A, a B, a C, and a G. And then I change basses around. So I do like this. Then a C. Then a D. Actually pretty hard to play. You have to really stretch like far. And I don't have that big of fingers. So I have to really stretch. Play this. Also a strange piece. A little bit exciting, clinking, but sounding. But yeah, that's how I write. That's I like to have sounds like that sometimes. I think this was about it. So if you have questions about setup for XFX, FM9 or FM3. You can always write me. I can help out maybe with some IDs. And I mean, my standard patch that you see here on the screen is available on the X Exchange. So if you go there, you can find it. If you look for Marcel Coenen and then look for Marcel Standard, you will find my. And I think I even shared my my cabinets. So even my Marcel IR that I also. Change. So check it out. You can find it there, and that's I think a good way of exploring the sound that I'm using, and to get an idea of how my sound sounds and everything that is in here. So thank you all for joining in the stream today. And I think it's about bedtime here in the Netherlands. But so definitely gonna do that. And somewhere later this week I'm gonna do another live stream. And if you are in the mood, Thursdays I do a radio show of good old metal classics. And you can always join in that as well. And so thank you all for listening. And see you later next time. Bye bye.